Digester, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever the hell you are. But become a warrior teacher. I'm still slightly not right. Become a warrior teacher, okay? Come and join us. March start. Right, other than that, let's get straight into this one. Subscribe, by the way. Joan McAlpine has written a piece in Holyrood.com, which you may or may not be familiar with. And it's quite extraordinary. So I put it in the tuberous for you to have a look at, all right? This is quite something. You'll know that I've already covered that, I don't even remember his name, Muddy Warus, up at Edinburgh Rape Crisis Centre, right? And what's being looked at here by Joan is the evidence from the tribunal. And this is really quite a startling piece of information. How a service set up for traumatised women forgot its core function. It's talking about the degradation of Edinburgh Rape Crisis Centre once they began to strip away reality from part of what they do, and then by having a man LARPing as a woman running the place. Evidence from the employment tribunal involving Edinburgh Rape Crisis Centre stirred some distressing memories. A service designed to help traumatised women appears to have forgotten its core purpose. In a constructive dismissal case, Ros Adams, a counsellor, said she was told that revealing the biological sex of support workers was transphobic, even if it was done to reassure a rape survivor that she'd be talking to another female. Get your head around that. That's the first paragraph. Don't you tell that rape woman she's talking to a man. Don't you do it. Right, we've got your supporter, we've got your support worker. This is your support worker, Muddy Warus, right? Hello, love. I joke, but it's not funny. Right? I use humour to illustrate the starkness of that single paragraph. Don't you tell that rape woman she's talking to a man. What kind of disgusting bloke would put himself in that position in the first place? For many sexually abused women, a male presence can cause distress. The Equality Act used rape counselling as an example of a service where it is proportionate to discriminate, for example, by restricting counselling jobs to women. The 2010 Act is also clear that men who identify as women, the Act uses the term transsexual, can be excluded in such circumstances. Edinburgh Rape Crisis Centre claims to be a woman-only space. However, the tribunal heard it believes a woman is anyone who identifies as such, even those with male bodies. That's their words, I imagine, because it's just men and women. There's no other thing, is there? A 60-year-old woman who inquired if male-born people would attend her support session was allegedly turned away. Now they collect the rubbish. Was allegedly turned away. Rape Crisis Scotland last week took the unusual step of issuing a statement about the Edinburgh Tribunal before evidence concluded. The umbrella group seemed to distance itself from the Edinburgh Centre, saying services should be survivor-centred and protect dedicated women-only spaces. The effrontery of this defies belief. The leadership of Rape Crisis Scotland has been a cheerleader for the removal of women's sex-based rights. It fully supported the Gender Recognition Reform Act and the notion of self-ID, and failed to endorse former Labour MSP Johan Lamont's successful amendment to the Forensic Service Bill designed to ensure victims of sexual assault could choose the sex of their medical examiner. Now, you like me may well be thinking, in what world would somebody have a problem with that? In what world would a woman who has been raped have the expectation that her intimate care in the aftermath of such a situation should be by another woman who in their right mind thinks that shouldn't be the way it's done? Right? So these people in their mind have gone, Raped women need support, right? So, yep, they've got the support. Yep, you need great support, single-sex spaces, all that stuff, except for, obviously, this particular LARPing man in a dress here. This particular LARPing man in a dress here don't worry about safeguarding, right? Don't worry about the fact that he's a LARPing man in a dress, because actually he's a woman because we say so and he says so. So this poor woman here, who, by the way, somebody like Muddy Warus had said, reframe your trauma too, right? In what world are there people that think that's okay? The world we live in now. Said it before and I'll say it again. Not one LARPing individual in the movement, not one of them has anything to bring to the discussion. Male or female LARPer, I don't care which, though the male LARPers are much more of a problem. Look at the series in the Daily Mail from Hayton, right? I'm going to be taking a very close look at that series because there's some stuff in there that we should all be worried about. It's utterly disgraceful what he's saying. Utterly disgraceful, right? So shot across the bows, I'm looking at it. Him and his bloody Darvo and his pretending that he's linking everything together. I've never seen such nonsense in all my life, and I've said it before, not one LARPing man or woman has anything to give to this movement. Okay? Not one. It's just unconscionable to me. Right, those raped women, do we need to make sure they've got single-sex spaces? No, you don't want to upset the LARPing men. How is that a thing? Well, here's your woman that's going to look after you after you've been raped. Okay, right, that's a bloke. No, it's not. Shh. It's not. Don't say that. You'll breach the Equality Act. How's that a thing? When I was an MSP, I was approached by several women who needed to access rape crisis support, but wanted the reassurance of a female-only service. They were concerned about statements by Muddy Warus, a trans-identified male who then ran Forth Valley Rape Crisis and had a senior role training volunteers in the service across Scotland. Walrus publicly criticised the part of the Equality Act that allowed jobs in violence against women's sector to be reserved for females. Why aren't you seeing the red flags? So let me get this straight, Mr. Man, because you're a bloke, aren't you, Muddy Warus? Yeah, you're a bloke. Let me get this absolutely straight. You want access to traumatised women who have been raped, or women that have got involved in the violence against women sector because they've been violent, somebody's been violent towards them. You want access to those women, do you? So what? I don't care why, you see, Muddy Warus. I don't care why. I just care that you're gone. Because you are a red flag the size of Montana. It's a no. The women tell you they want women-only services. It's a no, you LARPing man. Right, so, hang on a minute, right. He had a senior role training volunteers. Now, he publicly criticised the Equality Act because it allowed jobs in the violence against women's sector to be reserved for females. The Forth Valley Rape Crisis Twitter page was illustrated with a photograph of protesters brandishing a pink and blue trans rights flag. There is nothing they won't colonise. Now, this is a long article, okay? And it is full of the most extraordinary revelations. And you will go and read it. Because it has been written by Joan McAlpine. I do apologise, Joan. By Joan McAlpine at the Hollywood Magazine. And as I usually say, if she's taken the time to write it, you can take the time to bloody read it. So go and read it, right? It's stunning. But this bloke, Muddy Warus, he needs to go. Why is that difficult? What we need is 8 burly men. Right? 8 burly men to walk up to the centre and to pick him up and take him out and say, right, now that you're right. Go back there and we're going to pick you up and take you out further away. Go back there again, we'll take you further away. Go back there again, we're going to take you out and then we'll throw you in the river. Don't go near the Rape Crisis Centre again. Do you understand? Right? Do you understand? Do you, Muddy Walrus? I understand. Good. Right? Now stop pretending to be a woman and get your head together. Go on. Go and read it. It's astonishing that Scotland could have stooped so low as to allow this to happen. Where the hell's the government? Thank God for Joan. Thank God for Joanna Cherry. Thank God for the people, up north fighting this absolute nonsense in Scotland. But this is an astonishing damnation of the state of the UK in 2024. Go and have a look. I'll see you later.